Bene, siamo sempre qui alla Mostra Internazionale di Venezia, R101, la radio ufficiale dell'evento. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy è il grande film che è stato presentato oggi e in italiano si chiamerà poi La Talpa. Just for all of your interest, the film will then in Italian be called La Talpa, okay? La Talpa, okay, because it was quite impossible to translate the same, get the same feeling. No,
It means the mould.
Correct, you speak Italian.
I thought it was going to be called.
I don't like to boast, though, you know.
Bene.
I thought it was going to be called a Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Allora, subito diciamo che loro pensavano che in italiano sarebbe diventato Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, che sarebbe lo stesso titolo con un po' di accento italiano. If you don't mind, I think I may start with the lady that we have here and making sure that I get your name right. Svetlana Khodchenkova, is that correct?
Yes, it's correct.
Okay. Now, I've heard that the director was saying it's very easy to get parts like this filled because when there's such an interesting script, I guess for you actors, it's easy to choose something that's going to challenge you. What did you think when the script arrived? Prima parlavamo col regista che diceva è molto facile trovare attori che vogliono condividere un progetto del genere quando si scrive una sceneggiatura bella. Lei quando l'ha letta, la prima impressione, your first impression reading it and realizing that you were going to be working with such amazing people?
Of course, it's a great experience to work with such great actors for me, with Thomas Alfredson, because I didn't believe in the idea. I mean, me in this film. it was terrific, really. And as far as my Irina in this film, about this part, I think it's very nervous.
Nervous?
Yes, it was for me very nervous because all the time I have a lot of blood on my face, in my ears, on my hair. It wasn't very. It was difficult.
Okay. Sicuramente è stato un ruolo difficile perché comunque è sempre impegnata di sangue, insomma delle situazioni non molto belle. Quando poi gli è arrivata la sceneggiatura, ovviamente anche un po' di nervi, un po' di agitazione a trovarsi a recitare con dei grandi come queste persone con cui condivide questo film. And I might say you can actually tell that you're quite nervous even here, which is interesting, like for you that you're, a movie star and you still feel the excitement. Nonostante il fatto che lei adesso è diventata una movie star, sicuramente ancora sente l'agitazione.
I don't feel like a star, but it's really very exciting. It's very nervous for me to be here. But I haven't seen a film yet. I'm going to see it on the premiere. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Allora lei dice che non si sente una star, non ha ancora visto il film, non sa come è venuta fuori. You obviously have seen the film.
She's wonderful in it. She's wonderful. There's real strength to her and bravery, and it's desperate what happens to her. It's very affecting. It's real. It's really subtle work. You've done a brilliant job.
Thank you.
Allora, giustamente gli fai i complimenti, ha detto hai fatto un lavoro stupendo. Io il film l'ho visto e visto che è un ruolo così difficile, così quasi traumatizzante, dice che insomma è venuto molto molto bene. So how was it entering? I heard in the conference they were talking about, you maybe actually lived that period. You were around, so is it realistic? Lui ovviamente ha vissuto anche il periodo della guerra fredda e credo che hanno fatto molto per essere realistici. I think a lot of effort went in to make it actually quite realistic and true to what that world is.
Well, yes, I was around, but I have to say that I wasn't privy to all these people. This was something else going on behind the scenes. What was important, I think, is that Thomas got a collection of actors together whose collective imagination led them to the right area. And you can't be real, but you can create a reality. And I think we managed between us, though I say it absolutely without any humility, we managed between us to create a reality that I would say was as near as you will ever get to that particular period and that feeling. Yeah.
Allora sicuramente lui che era in quel periodo l'ha vissuto, sicuramente ai tempi non si sapevano molto delle cose che si sanno oggigiorno, ma conferma che trovare un film così realistico di quell'epoca e di questi personaggi che facevano le spie sarà molto difficile trovare qualcosa realistico come questo film, anche per tutto il lavoro che è stato fatto. Per quanto riguarda invece proprio la recitazione, I noticed often the actual acting, maybe less words and a lot of movements, very physical acting. How do you prepare yourself for that? Come si preparano per un ruolo dove magari non si parla così tanto? Spesso le emozioni che vengono trasmesse sono trasmesse anche molto fisicamente dalla modo di recitazione.
You know, I'm not sure, really. It was Smiley was made up. It was a sort of composite of things. Initially, Thomas sent me a photograph of Graham Greene, and it was a rather it was a lovely sort of black and white sort of romantic picture, and he was in a Macintosh, in a raincoat, and that was Thomas's original sort of silhouette or image for him. And then I met John le Carré, and as actors, you people watch. You know, it was obviously it was a great honour to meet the great man, as it were. But I sort of watched him and listened to him, so I thought, oh, that's sort of that's the voice. That could be a springboard for how he sounds. But it's what I call kitchen acting. You throw things around in the kitchen, and you walk up and down, and you look at clothes, and you know, sometimes the cloak of inspiration for a character falls early, and sometimes it falls late, and it wasn't until I really got into the clothes that I could start to sort of physicalize a little George in the shoes, but that's not every role. Other roles, I remember being in rehearsal, a rare occasion when I was in rehearsal for a movie, and it was at the 11th hour, and I tried on a leather jacket, and I looked in the mirror, and I flicked my hair, and I flicked it in a certain way, and I went, I got him. And we were shooting like the next day, and I found him so late, and I was really worried that I couldn't play this part. So it's all each sort of role that you play, and I'm sure, I mean, I'm not speak for you guys, but it sets up different hurdles that you kind of have to leap over, and sometimes it comes early, sometimes it comes late, sometimes it's and sometimes it doesn't come.
What do you do in that case? Cosa si fa quando non arriva questa ispirazione?
Well, I tell you what you do. You make the movie, and then you hide out for a while.
Allora, molto interessante quello che ci viene raccontato. Thomas gli ha fatto vedere una fotografia proprio del suo personaggio, era una fotografia in bianco e nero. Tutto lo studio del personaggio è molto forte, cioè si guarda come parla, come si muove, il tono della voce. A volte questo trovarsi nel personaggio succede subito, altre volte succede proprio last minute, come in questo caso. Lui era anche preoccupato che magari non riusciva, e poi c'è stato un gesto, il modo in cui si è mosso i capelli, il modo in cui ha guardato, in quel momento lui ha sentito che il personaggio gli è entrato dentro e riusciva a farci vivere questo personaggio. Poi invece mi diceva in finale che a volte non riesci per niente a avere questo feeling con l'attore, con il personaggio. Gli ho chiesto, ma in quei casi lì cosa fai? E lui mi ha detto, fai il film, poi scappi, non ti fai più vedere. Ok, last question just for you. In the future, what has it changed your way of thinking, you know, politics, the world, what's going on, all that stuff that goes on behind the scenes that we don't know about? We now find out about the Cold War. Obviously, today in 2011, other things are happening. Did it make you think about, you know, the world and, gosh, if that was happening in those years, what's happening now? Se gli ha fatto pensare entrare nel mondo del spionaggio della guerra fredda, oggi nel 2011, gli ha fatto riflettere su quello che accade nel nostro mondo?
Absolutely, it does. It makes you realize that exceptional people who appear to be very ordinary are doing incredible work behind closed doors. We'll never know how many times we've been saved from terrorism or any kind of disaster by the intelligence work that's practiced in our country. I can't speak for others, but it's a very quiet heroism, and I think this film slightly functions in on the level that it opens the door on that private world to show the human costs involved at working at that level and performing that duty. And it is a duty, and I think it's a very complex world we live in now. I think the moral terrain is far greyer in certain aspects. I think it began with the Cold War, obviously, and espionage is all about subterfuge and bluff and double bluff and really who to trust. But these people have to go to bed and wake up in the morning knowing that what they're doing is for a good cause, which I guess is to save lives and to try and maintain a world that can function without extremism and with some kind of stability. And you really, really appreciate the huge personal sacrifice involved with the people that do that. Now, you know, intelligence services often, especially in recent years, they have their head raised above the parapet through disasters, being used as scapegoats for phony wars, and they get a bad press, and that's the only press they get. And like I said before, what is really extraordinary is what we'll never know about: the quiet victories that go on whilst we're sleeping in our beds, and can continue to because of the work that they've done. So, as a testament to what it was like then, as John said and as Gary said, you know, we're touching on a reality. It's not a reality, but you feel a responsibility to serve that, and my character in particular is, for want of a better term, a good man, and understands the values that Smiley holds dear, even though in the quests he has to perform in the film, it's often against what his instincts would prefer him to do. He's spying on his own in order to clarify what's going on in the circus. But it was really important to me to bring across some kind of truth, to as near as we could do it, as you know, as people who work in an imaginary set of circumstances, to honour the people that do it for real, because it's an extraordinary world, an extraordinary job.
I think you have done them a great service. Bene, allora in chiusura gli ho chiesto, questo succedeva nella guerra fredda, oggi lui giustamente dice ci sono tanti eroi che noi non conosciamo, sentiamo spesso soltanto le cose negative che possono accadere, ma chissà quante vite sono state salvate da questi eroi che noi non conosciamo il loro lavoro, e lui spera con il loro film di essere riusciti a dare luce e a farci capire queste persone, il lavoro che fanno anche tutt'oggi. C'è tutto un mondo che noi non vediamo. I gave a quick translation because I've got you, but we'll subtitle it and we'll get it correct. Thank you so much. The cast for Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Spy, which we can say together all in Italian. Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Spy.
R101